My coming out story goes something like this. For me, I came out probably at the age of 15. That was when I actually kind of noted to myself and realised, okay, I'm going through these things, I'm going through a lot of feelings, emotions, and I really need to talk to somebody. The person I first came out to was actually my mum. I'm lucky enough to have a mother that is so supportive and has always been a very, very big part of my life. And I think for me, coming out to my mum just kind of helped me really become who I was and helped me really try and, figure out what I was dealing with and how I was going to continue and how I was going to really just become myself and open up. I actually came out by writing a note to my mum. I remember I was about 15, I was going into school, and I thought, you know what, if I write a note, if I leave it for my mum to read, it means that I can go to school, she can have, a few hours away from me, I can have a few hours to process what I've just done, and I won't have to see her awkward face or, the cringiness. I don't have to feel too awkward about it. She can just read it and that will be that. So I remember getting a phone call around lunchtime in school from my mum, and I remember, looking at the phone and feeling so nervous. And I remember answering the phone and my mum just saying how much she loved me, how supportive she was of me. And how obviously I would never change in her eyes, I was always the same, but she was so proud of me and so happy for me to finally, come into this journey and actually accepting who I was and actually understanding what it meant. I think the thing is, growing up, I didn't have a lot of people around me that were from the queer community or from the LGBTQ community. And, I was growing up in Ireland, and Ireland, 10, 12 years ago was quite a religious place. It was still not something that was talked about much. I think maybe if people were in them communities and grew up with gay friends, I think they might be a lot more aware of people in the community who were gay or weren't. But for me, I didn't really have anybody that I could kind of look up to from the ages of, early on, toddler age till about 15. And I think what changed for me was I got a part-time job in a shop, and my manager at the time was gay, and she was the first female that I ever really looked at who was gay, who was confident, who was happy, who was in a loving relationship, and was really just, she was such a big light in the whole shop and in the whole community. And I think she was the first ever role model I had to really look up to and really feel like, this is someone that I could eventually be, or this is an avenue that I can go down with. There are people out there who are confident, who are happy, and who have this life and live this, live a bit differently than I thought you had to. For me, I always thought, it was always talked about a male and having babies and getting married with a boy, and I think there was nothing else I really thought possible until I met my friend. And I think that was a real eye-opener for me, and it wasn't to say that necessarily my family or friends hid that from me, because that wasn't the case at all. I think my mum had always been very open and my family had always been very open, but it was just never something that really came up until that point. And I think, for me, I was always such a tomboy. I still am quite a tomboy, and I think growing up, I love football. Every Christmas I asked for wrestlers. I always had, I wouldn't wear socks unless they had dinosaurs or football on. I would never be seen in a dress from the ages of 2 or 3 years old. And I think my family and my mum probably always knew that I was a tomboy, and there was something, maybe a little bit different, and I was a lot more comfortable surrounded by males and surrounded by male company as well. Growing up, I was always hanging out with people like boys on the road who were climbing trees and playing action men, and I just felt so comfortable being in that environment. And I think that was all part of the process of me being gay and being more comfortable in a certain surrounding. And I think because maybe my family was quite open and always supportive of that, I think it didn't really faze them, and it didn't really come as a shock to them when I did come out eventually at being gay. For me, I think looking back on that time, looking back at myself being 15 years old, I was very young and I didn't really know what was going on. But I'm so grateful to have been introduced to someone like Dee, my friend, who was this openly gay person that was just so happy and confident in herself. And I think that really helped me, and that really set a standard for who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be growing up too. And I think it really helped having someone like that kind of take me under their wing and show me exactly what this beautiful LGBTQ community could be, and this queer community could be. And I think having such a positive role model around me just kind of helped me grow. For me, it was always important to surround myself with good people, supportive people and positive people. People who I really felt I could be myself with. And I think that's the biggest key in becoming who you are and becoming and accepting you as yourself and as gay and as a lesbian. I think it's important for you to be around people who really support that, really look up to it, and don't necessarily think that there's a difference in who you are, you know. A lot of my friends, thankfully, I've been able to keep in every stage of my life and who have accepted me in every role and whoever I've become. And I think whether you're gay, whether you're a lesbian, whether you're straight, I think you're always going to transition into different kind of stages in your life. And I think obviously it's scary as a queer person to go through them normal transitions, but also be seen as a little bit different in their community. And I think I'm just lucky that it was never for me seen as a big deal. It was always just accepted and just celebrated, really. And I think it's something that, looking back now, I'm so grateful to have had that support around me. I think, you know, coming into the professional beauty industry as a gay female barber, I think honestly has been an amazing experience. I think I've been really accepted in who I am. I think I've always felt welcomed. I've always felt at home. I think the beauty industry itself is a place where people can just be themselves. They can have open-minded, they can be open-minded. They can, you know, be as creative as they want. There are so many individualists in the beauty industry anyway, because it's such a form of art. I think we're already past that acceptance. Whether you're gay, whether you're straight, I think you're accepted in just being this, you know, this beautiful individual person. And I think, especially being gay, I think I've always found an acceptance in the beauty and the hair industry. And I think, you know, becoming a barber and becoming a female barber in a male-dominated industry, for me, always just felt like a place where I was at home. You know, maybe that has to do with the fact of me always being a tomboy and, you know, playing football around guys and always being surrounded by guys. But I think also the females I've met in the industry and in barbering have always been people I've looked up to who've been very strong and confident. And I think whether they're straight or whether they're a lesbian or gay, I think everybody has always been so supportive, and that's super important in the industry, and it's something that I really am proud of, and I'm proud to be in this industry because of that reason. I think I've always been supported in no matter what shop I worked in, or no matter what show I went on, or no matter what event I went to educate. I've generally always brought my girlfriend along, and I've always openly talked about my girlfriend, and it's been incredible to be able to be so well respected in my talent and in what I do, and also be, you know, a lesbian and a female barber. I actually first ever met my girlfriend, who I've been with for 4 years, and I met her actually at a barber shop I worked in, and I worked for her brother, and he was my boss. He was a barber in Dublin, and my girlfriend ended up coming home and working for him for a few weeks as a manager, and that's where I first met her. And I think having her always be so familiar with the hair industry has helped me in becoming who I am, and helped me kind of be who I am in the hair industry as well, because I've always been able to have her support throughout every step that I've kind of taken in the industry and in my life as well. Anybody out there who's coming into the hair industry, just know that there's so much support out there. Hold your head up high and know that there are people there to support you, and it's a community that is so loving, and it's a career that you're just able to express yourself and be who you really want to be. And I think, you know, I can't see myself being as confident and as comfortable in who I am without the professional beauty industry. I think it's had a massive impact on who I am today, and I think, you know, I'm so grateful to be surrounded by good people and people who believe in me, not only at home and in my family and my friends, but also in my career and in my work as well. My name is Hayden Cassidy, and this is the face of queer beauty. If you or someone you know is struggling emotionally, please check out these websites for any help. And they're registered charities in Ireland. A lot of them have a massive community, volunteers who look after, who will answer any helplines, and also safe places that you can go around Ireland to meet more of your community and more people to make you feel safe. Please make sure to check out the websites belongto.org, outhouse.ie, lgbt.ie, and shoutout.ie. There's a lot of other charities out there, but they're some of my favourites and some that hopefully can help you.